Alrighty, welcome back to another Solomon's Porch podcast one-shot review. This week we're going to be, or this episode, we are going to be reviewing Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. And so we are all excited.
Wait a minute. I thought we were doing the latest. Never mind, sorry.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So
a Star Wars movie.
We want to welcome, that's what I said, right?
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to hurry up, man. Time. So yeah, we have with us Isabel. This is Shawn's daughter, who is a bigger Star Wars fan than a geek than I am. So we need to have somebody else here who could carry a conversation a little further than I could, because I'm still kind of an intro stage type of guy. But yeah, so we're going to review The Rise of Skywalker, and just to let you know, we're not going to cover everything because we're limited to 15 minutes thanks to YouTube and their regulations. So whatever we don't mention, you can talk about in the comments. Let us know your biggest gripes, your biggest love about it, XYZ. So Shawn, take it away, my friend. You lead it.
All right. So I thought we would go ahead and just start off with, what were your just initial quick feelings on it? I mean, did you like it, love it, leave it or take it? What'd you think, Belle?
Love it.
Love it? Okay.
It wasn't perfect, but I definitely did love it. And if you gotta end it, it was a really good ending.
Okay. So would you say that it was definitely better than 8?
Definitely.
Better than 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Better than the original trilogy?
No.
Okay. All right. I think that gives us some pretty good perspective.
Better than Episode 1.
Yeah. But
they're
prequels are all bad. So
they're all better than Episode 1.
Okay.
So what'd you think, Jason?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Between love and like.
Okay.
I would say.
Well, and now you made an interesting comment when we saw it that you felt like you compared it to another epic movie that came out this year.
I would say no.
Are you still there with that?
What I'm saying is, I felt like it had a better ending than it was a better end-off movie than Endgame was.
Okay.
I was saying that.
Okay.
And as time goes on, I think Endgame probably is overrated. Except for the last hour. See, the thing is Rise of Skywalker, it felt like the whole last hour of Endgame. It's action-packed, whole bunch of action, just continual action.
Okay.
It was fast-paced.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so some have criticized the movie for being too fast-paced.
Right.
It comes out of the gate trying to fix things. And, so for me, thank you, J.J. Abrams. I'd give you a big, wet, sloppy kiss if I could. I like the fixes. There's a lot of criticism about the fixes and how quickly the fixes came, and that it was just to be able to satisfy fans. But I think the fans needed it.
Yeah,
I think it was needed. So, I'd like to be able to address 3 of those fixes because we could go on. There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
But I think to me there were 3 major fixes and sort of a 4th that we're going to combine together. But one of the first major fixes, and unfortunately for Rian Johnson, because I kind of like Rian Johnson as a director in general, but I think we can all agree he screwed up Episode 8.
Yeah.
So JJ had to fix a lot of what Rian Johnson messed up in 8, and the first one comes right from the very beginning of the movie, and that's respecting the weapon.
Right.
I mean, so what took place? Anybody want to cover that? So how'd the fix happen?
I mean, Rey was getting ready to toss the lightsaber, and Luke shows up in Force form as a Force ghost and catches it, and looks at her like she has lost her mind. And it was like, you fixed it by taking the person who disrespected it in 8 and was telling Rey she needs to highly respect it in Episode 9. So it was like about as fixed as you can get.
Yeah.
Without time machine.
Right.
Yeah. Without remaking Episode 8. Yeah. He actually, as he catches the lightsaber, so she's like distraught. She's burned out this TIE fighter that she was cruising into Atchu, and God bless you. And then
Isn't it Acto?
Act 2?
It's Ak.
Ak.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Like
Like
Yeah.
no, like instead of Act 1, it's Act 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Move along.
They anyway, so she's frustrated. She's getting ready to toss her lightsaber into this burning wreckage.
But she does toss it.
Well, yeah, she does toss it, and Luke shows up in the Force, and he says a Jedi's weapon should be treated with more respect.
Smart.
Yeah.
It's like a punch to Rian Johnson's mouth.
It really is, and I think the other epic thing is that with Mark Hamill being able to say that, because he was probably the most vocal about how badly Rian Johnson screwed things up. That he was pretty nice and delicate about it at first, and then it kind of got a little more loosey goosey here and there. But yeah, overall, it was good that it came specifically from him. I think it needed to.
Well, real quick before we go further with the fixes, I do think it's interesting that J.J. Abrams came in last minute on this film.
Yeah.
So I feel like his whole entire thing was, okay, let me fix all the screw ups that Rian Johnson did, and then we'll progress with the film.
Yeah.
It was a lot of damage control before he got to tell his story.
He came in immediately and was like, all right, fix. Here's a list of things. Let's take about 35 of these, fix them, and then we'll actually do a story.
And the thing is that, like, within the first 20 minutes of the movie, it kind of feels that way. He's like, all right, check, and that's okay.
Right.
So, all right. The next thing that I had down was the Holdo maneuver. Now, Jason looked at me like I was nuts. He didn't understand why this was important. I did specifically push for this to be on this list.
You did.
Because Star Wars fans out there, I mean, agreed, right? The Holdo maneuver. If we had known that we could do this, we would do it all the time, right? I mean, it is the epic cheat. It's like putting in that master code into your PlayStation, where you got unlimited lives, unlimited ammunition, and everything, and you're just going to take out everybody all the time and live forever. That's what this is, and that's just ridiculous. You can't have that.
It is. It'd be too easy to win. There would be no movie.
Yeah. So the fix that takes place is that we actually have one of the actors from Lord of the Rings,
which I thought was cool. I like
that. Yeah. Who's now part of the new Rebels, and he says, hey, why don't we just take them out doing a Holdo maneuver? And it's great. Poe kind of comes in and he says, let me make sure I get this right. He says it's a 1 in a million shot and couldn't work again is basically what that boils down to. So the thing is that it's not even that, okay, you can't, or that it wasn't ever feasible. Okay, it might have been feasible, but it was a 1 in a million shot.
Right.
So it significantly downplayed the ability to be able to use that ever again. So
in episode 4, when they blow up the Death Star, doesn't Han tell Luke that was a 1 in a million shot kid?
Yeah.
The
touche. Way to go, girl. Oh, such pride.
Proud daddy-daughter moment. Move along.
Nice catch. Okay. So anyway, I was very happy to be able to see that they finally fixed that. That was pretty awesome. So the next one is kind of a two-part. The fix is, who is Rey? That's the overall.
We got it answered.
And we kind of got two answers.
Yeah.
One is that she's a Palpatine. So all of a sudden, that, to me, that explains why she's so force sensitive, why so instinctively. And I think if you're familiar with, if you're only familiar with the movies, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But if you read Darth Plagueis, okay, that's the origin of Palpatine, really, is through Darth Plagueis. Then you start to see how really overall powerful Palpatine really is naturally. And so for Rey to be able to have some of these sort of just natural abilities, instinctive abilities,
it would make sense.
To me, it makes more sense. And so to me, that's part of that fix.
I think it's also cool that it wasn't that she was just immediately a Skywalker, like, oh yeah, she's been good all this time.
We hadn't gotten to that part yet. We're still talking about Palpatine.
That she wasn't.
Well, I did hear.
That by birth, like, it's not all good. Is that we do get... I think it would have been too predictable to have her be from birth another Skywalker.
Okay, I gotcha.
And it would have been too much of the same. See, with her being a Palpatine, we actually get some change. We get to see her battle with this.
And the fact that you could be from an evil lineage...
And not be a Sith.
And not have to fall in line with it.
And I would say it's kind of fixed too, because in 8, Ren was like, your parents are nothing. They were nothing. They were absolutely nothing. They were just junkers or whatever. And then in 9, they're like, yeah, they chose to be nothing. So technically, it is true from a certain perspective.
View. Yeah, there we
go. Which was actually, wasn't that line in 9? I feel like I heard it somewhere in 9, if I'm not mistaken. It might not have been. But
no, I probably said it while we were watching it, though.
Yes.
But so there was that, and so that I was like, okay, that you could tell that was a cleanup move.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would also say that talking about Skywalker, I heard I was hearing somebody saying how Palpatine he created Anakin and his mother. They're saying that he formed the midichlorians and his mother to create Anakin Skywalker. So in a way, she's still related to Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker. So she's still kind of sort of a Skywalker because she's Palpatine's biological granddaughter, and then in a way she's related to Anakin because he.
Yeah, I don't think that's canonical at all, though. I think it's pure fan theory.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is, but I mean, I've heard a lot of people kind of came to that same conclusion that Palpatine's been under control this whole time.
Yeah.
So part of that too. I don't know.
Okay.
So
then the other part of that is that she then basically denies or rejects her Palpatine heritage, and at the end of the movie she claims to be a Skywalker. Right. So we finally know who she is and who she chooses to be. Mm-hmm. And I again, every fan, as soon as we first learned of Rey, we wanted to know who she was, what lineage was she, who she connected to, and so we got that fix, we got that payoff there, and I think it felt good. I think even the fact that she chooses to be a Skywalker still largely felt okay. So.
Now, do y'all feel like? Well, I don't know. No. I was thinking, could the rise of Skywalker also be tied to Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, because he kind of rose from the dark back to the light, and he is Skywalker lineage, technically, with Leia. Mm-hmm. And so could it have been kind of like a double rise of Skywalker with Rey claiming to be Skywalker, then him coming back to the light?
Sure.
Yeah.
So that was something that I thought about. It was interesting.
Yeah, I absolutely, and it's I think it's a good wrap up for the end of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah. So Mez, let's jump to the Mez. Yeah.
So the biggest meh for me was the token lesbian couple.
Yeah.
Double-sided here. One is what you really felt like you needed to put it in there, and two that. It was only that. I mean, it's kind of like if you're going to do it, then you need to go ahead and do it. Go ahead and make Poe homosexual. Don't
do that.
I know he's your favorite, but my point is that if you're going to have it in there, go ahead and do it. I don't want to see a lot of anything in there, but again, that was exactly all that they gave us was a kiss, and it's the only real kiss during the celebration.
Yeah.
And it's with a lesbian couple. So it's sort of like, oh, wait a minute, we got to appease this group.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm sure the folks in that group don't want to be appeased either.
Well, apparently the whole movie is all assault on women. So
yeah, well, you'll have to listen to the show, the regular show, for us to be able to address that part.